News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk KGVO, AM 1290 and now 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
One man is in custody after a shooting in Lake County yesterday afternoon. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. It's Wednesday, January 21st, 2015. Right now, the sky is clear. It's a beautiful, starry night out there. 18 degrees. It's chilly in Missoula right now. Our newscast is sponsored by Dr. Troy Doxey and the friendly team over at Chiropractic Works, where they're dedicated to chiropractic solutions. Call 728-0222. One suspect is in custody this morning after a search by law enforcement in Lake County following a shooting yesterday afternoon. Our news partners at NBC Montana are reporting that 39-year-old James Allen is accused of firing one shot at an off-duty Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribal officer who was identified as T.J. Haynes. The incident began just before 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. No one was injured. The Lake County Sheriff's Office says Allen ran away on foot after allegedly shooting at Haynes with what's believed to be a .22 pistol. A manhunt ensued. Authorities tracked Allen and found him at a home in St. Mary's Lake Road in St. Ignatius. He was arrested about 5:45. He's now in the Lake County Jail. Officials are crediting a collaborative effort between the Montana Highway Patrol, Tribal Police, Tribal Fish and Game, and the Lake County Sheriff's Office for their response to that incident. A company responsible for a Montana oil pipeline spill says the breach in the line has been located directly beneath the Yellowstone River. Up to 50,000 gallons of crude released in the spill. Bridger Pipeline spokesman Bill Salvin said yesterday a mechanical inspection of the damaged line revealed a breach about 50 feet from the river's south shore. Salvin says bubbles were seen rising to the river's surface after nitrogen was pumped into the line as part of the inspection. Officials previously didn't know whether the spill happened beneath the iced-over river or somewhere on the riverbank. The cause remains undetermined. And in a related story this morning, there we go. A pipeline spill into the Yellowstone over the weekend has triggered responses from environmental groups. Scott Bossy with American Rivers says the recent Bridger Pipeline Company spill is especially disconcerting.
Well, obviously, I'm very saddened, like most Montanans are, and more than a little angry, because this is the second major pipeline spill on the Yellowstone River in the last 4 years. And given the fact that Congress just passed new pipeline safety legislation at the end of 2011, it's really inexcusable to see this happen again.
Bossy says the spill should lead to closer examination of the Keystone XL pipeline.
If it is built, it's going to cross the Yellowstone River just a few miles upstream of where the spill on Saturday happened. Throughout its route from Canada down to southern Nebraska, Keystone XL would cross 1,904 rivers and streams and reservoirs. There is a lot of potential for future oil spills if Keystone XL is built.
The last oil spill to hit the Yellowstone River was near Laurel back in July of 2011. A small hospital in Mineral County has given voice to frustrations by area veterans over confusion and delays in using the new choice cards touted at a town hall meeting in Missoula last week. Mineral Regional Health Center Public Information Officer Monty Turner says the choice card system was set up by the VA for one specific reason.
If they live more than 40 miles away from a VA health center in a metropolitan area, or if it's going to take more than 30 days for them to see a VA doctor, these cards can be used at civilian and private health centers.
Turner says vets are calling his hospital wanting to use their choice cards to receive health care, but he has to turn them away.
We're saying, I'm sorry, we can't because the VA has not certified us yet as a satellite VA facility. We have to submit the paperwork, which we have done, and now they say it's going to take another 90 days for us to receive certification so that we can start seeing these veterans.
KGVO News has been in contact with Senator John Tester's office in Washington. Was told by an aide that the senator would be notified about the delays regarding choice cards. The aide said she would try to get Tester to return a phone call to KGVO News for a comment as soon as possible. None was received yesterday. This week, Governor Steve Bullock unveiled his Healthy Montana plan for Medicaid expansion, which he claims will extend coverage up to 70,000 Montanans. House District 74 Representative Pat Noonan is one of two Democrats on the House Health and Human Services Committee. He says the Healthy Montana plan would use the private market to make Medicaid services better.
Under the Healthy Montana plan, you get to use the private industry, but instead of actually paying just a straight premium for people who may not even be using the services. You use a third-party administrator, and so you actually still negotiate services by, a fee for service.
The Healthy Montana Plan uses the Healthy Montana Kids program, which is already in operation. Noonan says if Montana puts the plan in place, it'll likely be the most highly regarded Medicaid expansion plan in the nation.
I think that this plan, personally, is probably one of the best plans put forward in the nation, really. I think if we do this plan right, there won't be any states talking about doing the Arkansas model. They'll be talking about doing the Montana model. But I have also been around here just long enough to know that there is no compromise without further negotiation. But I think this bill is really strong.
Noonan says he's ready to negotiate with Republicans on the plan and that no is not an answer. Missoula police are getting reports of fraudulent or counterfeit casino gaming tickets that people are redeeming for cash. Here's Public Information Officer Travis Welsh.
Recently, we've started getting reports from folks who are talking about persons who come into their establishments with what appear to be gaming tickets, indicating that the person has won a certain amount of cash, only to find out later that the tickets are actually forgeries.
Welsh says there may be telltale signs that a ticket has been faked.
The difference seems to be in the quality of the paper or the type of paper that's being used. Typically what they might do is make a copy and then fold it up, scrunch it up, put it in their pocket, carry it around for a few hours to make it look worn, and then they pass that off as a legitimate ticket. Welsh
says anyone who has suspicions that fraudulent tickets are being redeemed should contact Detective Stacy Lear at 552-6300. A little piece of good news here. Captain Tony Rio is back to work at the Missoula County Sheriff's Office this morning. Actually was back yesterday for the first time after being injured in an officer-involved shooting near Evero on New Year's Eve. Rio, along with Deputy Jace Dickin, were investigating a domestic violence call when 42-year-old Eugene Statelin allegedly attempted to run Rio and Dickin over with his vehicle. Rio fired 2 shots into the vehicle, striking Statelin in the shoulder and in the head. Missoula County Attorney's Office has already ruled the shooting to be justified. After spending several days in St. Patrick Hospital, Statelin is now free on $50,000 bond pending trial on 3 felony counts of assault with a weapon and assault on a peace officer. Rio was injured when he was partially dragged under Statelin's vehicle. He's back to work now on light duty until he has completely recovered. Our News Talk time now is 6:10.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Be on the lookout for a few areas of patchy fog in the Missoula area this morning, otherwise remaining calm as we head throughout the day. We'll be looking at areas of sunshine with a high right around 30. I'm meteorologist Matt Gray for KECI 13, your first alert station.